So we are going to talk about the polygon tools, okay? So, or the polygons. So let's start with rectangle. And in the previous video I showed you how to create rectangles. Okay, you can get a rectangle by simply clicking and dragging. You have a rectangle. If you want a square, you can use the shift and alt on the keyboard to get a square. If you right click, choose ellipse, you can only shift, you create a perfect ellipse from an angle, and shift alt from the center, and you can get an oval by clicking and dragging just to create an oval shape. Okay, that is that. Now in the same group you have rounded rectangle. It's just the same as the rectangle too, but the corners are rounded. Okay, they have rounded corners. That's the rounded rectangle. I don't know if you have rounded ellipse or squared ellipse. Anyway, so that is that. Now let's go in for the polygon tool. Okay, so we have the polygon tool right here. You just have to right click and select the polygon tool. Now with the polygon tool, you have a lot of polygons. Okay, the hexagon, whatever gon, blah blah gons. So when you select the polygon tool and you click and drag, you can have a default shape like that. This one is hexagon. I think it has 6 sides, right? No, don't disgrace me. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Good. It's hexagon right here, supposed to be sexagon. And in case you want you want to change the size or number of sides, let's say pentagon or whatever, when you select the polygon tool, you can click once, left click once, this will pop up. Okay, so you can choose size from here. So if I want a triangle, I can come for 3 sides and then I'm good. Okay, I can click again, choose 4 and then I'm good. Click again, I can choose 9 or 12, I'm good. Okay, what is 12? Is it 12tagon or I'm like it's dodecagon? Is it dodeca or dodecagon? Whatever gon, it's DODE-cagon. Anyway, so that is that. Now if you want to decrease the number, let's say we have this guy right here with 12 sides. Okay, that's the dodecagon. One way or the other is that if we delete this guy, okay, and with the polygon tool selected, let's say we drag. The moment you drag, you can see it has 12 sides. So if you are using mouse, use your left hand. If you are left-handed, use your right hand and use the arrow keys on the keyboard. When you press the down arrow key, you will decrease the sides by 1. So I can decrease the number of sides by pressing the down arrow keys until I get triangle. Okay, if I hit the top arrow key or the up arrow key, I'm increasing the size. I can go until it looks like a circle, but it has sides over there. So when you use the top and arrow keys, you can decrease the number of sides. Okay, that is that. Don't finish drawing and then use the arrow keys. You will be moving them up and down. Thank you very much. Amen. All right, so now we know this. Okay, we can rotate from those points or scale up and down by just dragging in and dragging out, so shift or alt. Okay, that is that. Now let's go to the star tool. So right click and choose the star tool, and when you click once, you can choose the number of points. So this one being 5, the star will have 5 points. Okay, with a radius 25, radius 125, radius 250. I will change the radius so that you know what they do. So 5-pointed star coming up. Okay, so we have our 5-pointed star. Click once again. Let's go for increase to 11-pointed star. That's what we got, and the number can increase or decrease. Okay, so you can have this. Isn't this a triangle? Anyway, so if you click once and then we change the radius 1 to 100. Oh, let's undo that. Click once again and let's make it 5-pointed star with radius 1 at 100. This is what we got. I think the radius 1 increases the spaces between here. Okay, let's click again and let's make it 200 and see. Oh, so that is what happens. Anyway, you are not doing anything with that. All you need is a star. Okay, So let's undo these things and let's try something else. Okay, so the same way we can increase or decrease the number of size of a polygon with the up and down arrow keys. Same way we can with the star tool. So click and drag to create a star. Okay, don't remove your or don't release your finger. Okay, don't release your finger. Wow. So up will increase the points, okay, and down arrow key will just decrease oh god, come save me. Will just decrease the number of size. So up, down, just like that. Okay, you can create a star from there, and that's the number of points. And with the radius, when you click, hold control on the keyboard and drag in, you can see that I'm controlling the radius. Okay, same star, but with the arms I'm just controlling the radius. Okay, so you can have something like this. Okay, this is the same number of points, but the radius varies. Okay, click, drag, control on the keyboard, and you can just do something like that. Okay, so let's say I click and drag and I use the down arrow key, okay, to have a 4-pointed star like this. I can press control on the keyboard, drag out to have something like this. Okay, this is just something that they use for Xbox logo. Okay, so that is that about polygon. Now let's quickly talk about the layers panel, so that in the next videos you can start with pen tool, line tool, and blah 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 tools. Okay, as a graphic designer, you've come across motion flyers. If not, this is what I mean. So what you are seeing right here were static flyers brought to life in Adobe After Effects, and I'm sure you want to know more about this. Hi there, I'm Emmanuel, and welcome to the Ultimate Flyer Animation Crash Course with Cook Graphics, from 2D to 3D flyer animation in Adobe After Effects. Okay, so let's talk about the layers panel, and let's go to window and layers over here. It'll pop up and you can drag down up just like that. Right now we have layer 1. Okay, so let's say we have something on the layer or on the artboard. It'll just come or appear on the layer 1, and you will see this thing right here as the indicator. Comes with a color. Okay, a color for each layer. So right now we are having blue. Why are we having blue? Let me create another shape. You have ellipse, so let me create an ellipse, and you can see that the box around it is blue. If I select this, okay, it's also blue. You can see they are all blue, which means they are under the layer 1 and their indicator color is blue. Okay, so that is that. So you can see that I have two objects on this artboard, but one layer. This is not like Photoshop where each shape will come with or have its own layer. No, in Adobe Illustrator you can have a million objects on the artboard and they could all belong to the same layer. So even if I duplicate this, you have 3 things. In Photoshop it's supposed to be 3 layers showing up in the layers panel, but here it's 1. And even though it's showing layer 1 over here, you see this arrow. When you click it, you can expand and it will show that sub layers under the layer 1. Okay, and you can hide each object. Okay, so that is that. And you can lock, since they are all under the layer 1. If you click this empty space, you can lock the layer 1 and it will affect the sub layers. But if you have this layer unlocked, you can lock each object or each layer, sub layer separately. Now they are all locked. I can't click anything. Okay, good. If I unlock this, I can click that particular guy. Okay, all right, so that is that. Let me unlock all these guys. So let's create a new layer. This guy over here, create a new layer. Now we have layer 2. The indicator color is red, okay, but since we don't have any object on the artboard on layer 2, you know, you can't select anything. So let's say I select this guy. Let's say this guy, you see the blue indicator shows it's on layer 1. When you click on this blue indicator, click and drag up, release or drop it, you can see that the color changes to red. All right, if I undo that, you can see it is blue. If I redo, it's in the layer 2 and their indicator is red, so the bounding box will be red. If I create another layer, now it's green. So if I move this guy from here to here, it's now green. Okay, good. And sometimes you duplicate layers, you have multiple layers in there, and sometimes they will have the same color. Okay, so this will be green, this will be, I can't duplicate until we have such thing. But sometimes you will have red indicator over here, and then another layer will also have red indicator, but you can change the indicator color. So if you come to the layers panel and double click on a layer, you can give it a change the layer name, okay, and the color, the indicator or the layer color, you can drop this, pick a color from here. Let's say I choose gold. There are multiple colors, but why am I finding it difficult to choose? Okay, so that is that. So about the layer options, okay, we have templates not checked, we have lock not checked, we have show, print, preview. Let's talk about these guys. So we are starting with templates over here. So the template, I won't talk much about it, because when we start using images in here, I will talk about the template, because when I check the template, you can see this guy gets activated. It says dim images too. That's very useful when we are tracing logos, okay, after sketching and we are tracing. That's where we can use the template dim to. It reduces the opacity and locks the layer so that we can trace very well. That's the template, okay. And now you need to subscribe to Cool Graphics if you are new here, okay. And now lock, you can lock and unlock the layer, just the space here. If you click the space here, you can lock. I've talked about that. Now show and hide, the eye over here, just like in Photoshop, you show the layer, the contents in the layer on the artboard, you can show or you can hide. And now print. So with this print, if you uncheck this guy, okay, with this layer, if you uncheck the print and you click OK, if I export this to PDF or I print this, did I say print? I print this directly, this won't show up. This shape right here on this layer, it won't show up. It won't show up because under the options, it can't be printed, okay. So it won't show up in the printing, okay, but on screen it will be visible. Okay, that's one powerful thing about Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so you can have unnecessary things on the artboard, and if the moment you uncheck this print, it won't print them out. So if I go ahead and save this to PDF and print this out, this guy will be missing from it. Exactly. So let's go back there and let me check print back before I forget, and use it for a client's work and cost me much anyway. So the dim images too, I've talked about that. If I check this guy, it will also be checked. So we don't have images, we are not importing images yet, so I will just not talk about that. I will ignore that. And the preview determines whether the layer is displayed in preview mode or outline mode. So right now we have the preview mode checked. So if I uncheck that, you see it is not visible, okay. It is in outline state. And how do we go to outline state? Control Y on the keyboard, and we can go to outline mode. So everywhere becomes an outline, okay. And this is very crucial in logo design, because you can simply, in outline mode, you can simply intersect or let objects touch each other. I haven't eaten since morning, that's why my anyways. So that is that. Let's leave outline mode. Control Y, we are out of outline mode. Okay, so when you have this guy preview unchecked, it goes into outline mode, okay. So sometimes you will have multiple things and let's say I have a bunch of layers over here, I can take these guys to outline mode so that I can focus on this and work on this, or work on this, instead of taking everybody into outline mode. Okay, that is that. Anyways, so I think that's all about the layers panel. We have these guys over here. You can delete layer, yes, with this guy over here, and these guys. Who is this guy? Create new sub layer. It goes down. Okay. And sub layers, I've talked about sub layers. This is a sub layer. If I want to create a new sub layer, I click, it will come under it. This creates a new layer. Okay, right now I'm still under it, but if I select this and then click the create new sub layer, it comes under the layer 3. Okay, but if I select this and then click this, it comes on top. But if I select this and click this again, it will come under it. That's the create new sub layer thing there. Okay, that is that. And who is this guy? Collect for export. You're not collecting anything for export. Normally we export assets for, let's say, 3D objects to be used in After Effects or Dimension. Okay, but we are not there yet. Okay, so that's it about the layers panel. And when it comes to the arrangement on layers panel, let's say sending an object to the back and all of that, I'll dive into that when we start or when we are treating Pathfinder. Okay, so if you select something and right click, arrange, you can see bring to front, forward, backward. I'll talk about that. All right, don't worry, we will learn everything in Adobe Illustrator. So make sure you subscribe to keep up with the playlist, and I will see you in the next episode.